primal standpoint, everyone knows how to basically fight. How people fight generally is they do very violent hip twists and they throw. Again, your body's designed to do that. There's nothing wrong with it, but it works better when you're young and you're big and strong. As you get better, there are real advanced forms of punching. And there's 3 of them in particular I find they're very advanced, so I'm going to go over them just quick. So the first one I'm going to go over is pop. Pop comes from your feet. So what happens is I want to move my mass, and I want to move it from leg to leg. But when I move it from leg to leg, I want the hand to land at the same time as my mass. If I go like this with my mass and throw with my hand, I've lost all my power. So a really good way to do that is to learn how to shift from one foot and transfer from like foot to foot. So you want to transfer from foot to foot. So I'm like this, foot's up, my mass is back, hand is here, and I pop. So feet are like this. All I want to do is transfer. So here, transfer. So it's just foot up, heel up, heel up. Just like that. And the trick again is you go from side to side. Don't stay in the middle. Second one is figure 8. You see this in good karate. Instead of going like this and locking the hips out, what happens is it's like an infinity sign. So your hips are like this, right? Just a nice sway like this. And what happens is when you throw that punch, when you finish, you don't lock and stop. You let that hip snap back on that figure 8, and it comes back to your center. But what that does is it creates a whip. So you get this and back, versus this and stop and leave that hip there where you don't get that snap on. So when I do this, I want to feel the hips. So I'm like this. And it's just like a nice figure 8. As it transfers, it snaps back and comes back to center. Like this, every time. And that's where you get you that snap. So make sure when you do this, you relax and feel how everything wants to come back to your center. The last one is punching with your hand. This is the hardest one to learn, in my opinion. This is my favorite, but it's the hardest one to do. Everyone says, yeah, I punch with my hand already. You do, but it's how do you get it to the hand? So a lot of times when people punch from the body, whether it's figure 8s or snaps, what happens is they focus on how the body in the center generates that power outward to your hand. So what happens is the energy comes through and then comes out. When you're punching with your hand, number one, you have to be very relaxed. You have to have your body comfortable so it can generate force. But this is so hard to explain, you got to feel it. When you throw a punch with your hand, instead of feeling the body go like this and let it come out your hand, what happens is you have to forget your body and let it do its job. And then what happens is this hand comes out. Instead of worrying about your body snapping through, you want to feel your hand accelerate. Your hand accelerates. Now, you have to time it with your mass. Don't get me wrong. Everything has to hit at the same point. But when you do it, you want to make sure this hand accelerates like this. So you want that quick explosion coming off the hand. And that quick explosion goes like that. I find a lot of stylists do this anyways, what they call like their piston techniques, where they pop with the elbow or they pop with the hand. But the problem that a lot of times is they're still kind of rooted like this and they're stiff and they don't get any body with it. If you can actually time your body to relax with that hand and let that hand accelerate at the end, there's an ungodly amount of power and it's very fast and it's not telegraphic. So when I throw this, watch, instead of me going like this and letting it transfer through the hand, as I get the hand out, the hand just explodes, like it jumps. I don't know how to explain it, it feels like it jumps out of my hand like a lightning bolt. There's no body than hand. The hand comes out, the body just aligns itself properly, and that hand comes through like that. So that's what you gotta play with. That one's hard. No matter what style you do, you should be able to find something, whether it's this, where you can get better as you get older. And you don't have to be really big and strong to do it. So pick something you like, something that fits you, right? And play with it and see what works for you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please watch the next two. I think you'll find them very helpful.